Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Anyone wants to win in the game they play. Otherwise, what's the point in enjoying the game or playing it? To win in the games, people come up with different strategies and play different techniques. And in today's video, I am going to explain you the best strategy that you can apply in any game or real life scenarios to outperform them. So that strategy name is game theory. I get you. Maybe you might not understand what exactly I am trying to say. But don't worry, in this video I am going to break down everything so that anyone who watches this video can understand it very well. By the end of this video, you will have this powerful tool in your hand so that you can win in the games you play with your friends or maybe the real life scenarios that might be challenging for you. And if you are someone who has less visualization skills or imagination skills, grab a pen and paper so that you also can analyze along with me and understand the concepts in detail. So let's get started. There is one concept called in game theory, which is the classical example to start with. That is called prisoner's dilemma. There were these two thieves who robbed a store and trying to escape from the situation. One police caught these two thieves who were dear friends, and thief one's name is Elise and thief two's name is Bob. So police kept Elise and Bob in two separate rooms and trying to interrogate them. As police is clever, he got up with three options that Elise and Bob can choose. The first option is if Elise confesses the robbery, then he'll be relieved and Bob is going to be imprisoned for 3 years. As Elise and Bob is kept in two separate rooms, they don't have a mode to communicate each other. And the option that police gave to Elise is given to Bob as well. If Bob confesses this robbery, then Bob will be the one who will be relieved and Elise should be kept in prison for 3 years. And the second option is if Elise confesses the robbery and Bob also confesses the robbery, then these two people will be put in prison for 2 years. And the third option is if Elise is quiet and Bob also quiet, then there will be further investigation and they will be imposed imprisonment for maximum 1 year after all the investigation procedure. And what do you think that could be the best scenario? And what is the best option that Elise can choose or Bob can choose, or both of these people can escape from this situation and work this well? So let us grab this 2x2 grid. Let me share my screen. Let us understand everything from Elise's perspective. So what if Elise is quiet? And this is the case when Elise is quiet, and this is the case when Elise is confessing. And let us think Bob keeps quiet. So what if Elise is quiet and Bob is quiet? Both of them will be imprisoned for 1 year. And what if Elise confesses and Bob is quiet? Elise will be relieved and Bob will be imprisoned for 3 years. Let us take the scenario if Bob is confessing. So here, as Elise is quiet and Bob is confessing, then Bob will be relieved and Elise is going to be imprisoned for 3 years. What if Elise is confessing and Bob is also confessing? Then they both will be imprisoned for 2 years. So generally, as humans, even though those people were friends, those two friends could be so dear enough not to betray each other. But let us understand and solve this in a practical manner. As Elise is in a separate room, he doesn't know what Bob is going to decide. But definitely in Ellie's brain, he would be thinking that what if Bob betrays me? Because Ellis might be imprisoned for 3 years and this is the worst case that can happen to Ellis. So the worst case could be 3 years of imprisonment and the best case could be 1 year of imprisonment. As he is not sure about what Bob is going to decide, Ellis doesn't want to choose silence as his response, because when he keeps quiet, definitely he's not sure what might Bob say, so that he might get imprisoned for 3 years, which is like the bad thing that can happen to Ellis. So what he thinks is, whatever Bob says, he doesn't want to care about it. So he wants to go with the third option, where Ellis is confessing about the robbery. In that manner, whether Bob confesses or not, Ellis is going to be imprisoned for 2 years. That is better than getting into jail for 3 years. This is called Nash Equilibrium. Rather, going deep into this concept, this is nothing but both the parties, they don't care about each other's responses. They want to choose this suboptimal solution where it could be best for both the parties and not to worst. So this kind of suboptimal solution is nothing but Nash Equilibrium. Let us not get deeper into this. But you might be wondering how this prisoner's dilemma gonna solve the universe problems. Yeah, let us come to that point. See, look at the climate change. There are 2 countries which are emitting lot of greenhouse gases into the environment. So they have discussed for some time and came to an agreement where these both countries will reduce this industrialization and help the environment by reducing the emission of gases. But after dispersing from the meeting, country 2 might think, what if country 1 produces goods and become economically stronger compared to the country 2? So this country 2 feels like betraying country 1 just because of this imaginary situation where country 1 might betray country 2 and making the things worse for country 2. So definitely it goes on and on, like country 1 betraying country 2 and country 2 betraying country 1. Definitely industrialization will increase, again environment will be destroyed. So to avoid all these things, to keep the situation in suboptimal manner, there will be some regulations and there are some laws that can be imposed on industries and vehicles, or maybe something on the planet that might pollute the environment. To understand in a different angle, there are 2 companies who wants to sell the goods for the same price in the market. So the company 1 agreed upon the decision with company 2 that they are going to sell the products for the same price. But after dispersing, company 1 might be thinking, what if company 2 betrays them by lowering their prices and capturing the major market share? What happens then? Company 1 also feels like betraying company 2 because of this thought that what if company 2 betrays them? This will continue and go on and on. And end of the day, neither of these companies will be profitable. To avoid all such unfortunate circumstances, businesses or companies, they form the cartels and unions to fix upon the price. And not only businesses, companies, climate or any global issues. If you consider our daily life examples, there might be 2 narrow roads which are converging at one point and forming a main road. The citizens or passers-by on the road who might be commuting by bike or a car, they want to compete with each other because of the fact that they're unsure whether other commuter might cooperate with them. A person who is going by a car may want to rush into that small road just because he wants to go to his office so soon. And what happens with all these betrayals that are happening on road, like instead of cooperating, all the citizens are trying to compete with each other and jamming the whole traffic till the end of the road. And this will create the ripple effect for each and every vehicle which is behind all the vehicles that are rushing forward. To avoid all these accidents and mishaps on road, government has got up some set of rules, traffic rules and signal lights on the main roads at least. So every citizen would be responsible to reach their destination without undergoing into some accidents or mishaps. But anyway, what happens again, the same situation repeats until and unless these people see the cameras or some traffic police taking some photos, they won't realize to follow the rules. But anyway, at least these things eradicating all the accidents or unfortunate circumstances that might happen on road to certain extent. But I think you got the point what I'm trying to say by now. What I'm saying is, we are all humans. We are wired in a way that will react instinctively. We'll show our reflexes first. When any challenge comes or unforeseen situation appears in front of us, we'll make some assumptions and take the decisions, and we'll miss the point which is in between these two, like thinking in a rational manner, trying to approach a problem in a logical way. What game theory does is, game theory helps anyone to quantize the problem, to predict the opposite players or competitors' behavior and keep us one step ahead of them. We'll be able to solve the problem in chunks and chunks so that we can reach our destination in an efficient manner and we can win the game in most profitable way. So in the end, you will understand how to predict other players' moves and how to strategize your gameplay to nail that game in the most profitable and efficient way. And what I have said in this video is just the tip of the iceberg. If you want to go deeper into this, definitely you have to go through the links that I have placed in the description. These links will redirect you to some books and courses that you can take and spend some time on understanding this further. The concept of game theory is not only bounded to the small problems or particular problem. It is applicable to wider range of subjects like economics, politics, biology and computer science, etc, etc. And what I'm trying to say here is, this logical process that is in between this reflexes and decision making is going to be improved if you understand the fundamentals of game theory very well. And that's all for today, folks. If you feel like you have learned something new or understood something in a better way, definitely don't forget to give a big thumbs up and ultimately don't forget to subscribe. So till the next Sunday, see you.